everybody. I wanted to briefly show you how to put your photos together in iMovie if you were interested in not just doing a Google slideshow, but maybe putting a little more artistry into how your photos are displayed. In order to open up iMovie, you're going to go to the rocket, which is the launch pad. And then iMovie is the star with the film camera in the middle. That's purple. If you click on that, it should come up. It takes a little bit of time on the older Macs, so just be patient. And you'll come into this screen and you're going to want to hit the plus to create a new movie. And then you can see that you can pick trailer or movie. Trailer puts a bunch of transitions in it that you probably won't want. So I would click on movie. It'll give you a nice blank slate. And then what you're going to see is down here is your timeline for how long your movie is. And up here is your library of things to pick from. To get new pictures in there, you can click the Upload Media Plus that pops up. Or you can go File, Import Media. And then what you're going to do is all of you should have saved a file on your desktop of all the photos you edited in Photoshop. So mine is under Final Folder. And here are all my pictures. And if I select them all and then hit Import All, they're going to pop up into my library. And now I'll be able to use them. So they're not going to do me much good up here. I want to put them down into my timeline. I could add them all at once by selecting them all, and then a little plus shows up in the right corner. And I can hit plus, and it's going to pop them all down into my timeline, in theory. Come on. Go ahead and hit them. There we go. Now I can just literally grab them and move them around, and that'll allow me to think about my order. If I want a certain order, I want all my land ethic pictures first, all my species identification second. Maybe there's one photo I just love and I want to end on that photo, so I can just grab stuff and start moving it around. If you push, you can see this little line, this yellow line shows me where I am in the movie, but I can go to the beginning and push the space bar, and it's going to start to play through my movie. And you can see the photos are approximately 4 to 5 seconds long, which I actually think is a good quantity of time. I wouldn't make them much longer than that. And it does give them kind of a fade. It's called the Ken Burns effect, where it fades or pans across the picture. Makes it pretty interesting to look at. Now, once I kind of have the order, up here are some more options for me. I'm probably going to want some titles, and you can see that the titles, if you kind of click over them, will allow you to see what they do. So this one kind of fades in. This one is scrolling. This one has two different ones that go across each other. If I select it and I like it, I can literally click on it and drag it. And it's going to, if I push this back, it's going to appear over my first picture. If you really just want kind of a black space, you can press it in between and it'll give you kind of a picture, and then you can see that it's a title that appears, and then it goes back to the picture. If I don't like that, I click on it and highlights yellow, and I just delete it. Okay, so I kind of like the idea of there being a black background with the title before the pictures appear. So I'm going to push this in front of it, and then you notice when I click on it, I can actually edit what it says. Right now it just says title. So I can click up here in this screen and do photo presentation. And I like that. And then I think I'm going to want a title that says if I'm looking at land ethic or species identification. So I'm going to grab another one, plop it in here. And notice I kind of click off of stuff sometimes because that just helps with selecting things. Double click on it. And now I can type in land. And the bottom one can say ethic. There we go. And if I click over here, push space, now I can see kind of what it looks like. Photo presentation. There we go. Nice. Okay, now let's check what it looks like. Photo presentation. And then land ethic. And if I feel like that's literally too long, I can click on it and shorten the little box. And it tells me how long it is there. There we go. And now it's going to go into my pictures. And I might want another title kind of along the way. Okay. Some other things I may want to think about is audio. Now with audio, unless you actually have the file the MP3 file to put on the computer, you're going to want to use some of the audio that's already on the computer. And there's a bunch of options on iMovie already that are what's called free for use or share that you can play around with. So like this one is just a generic music. And you can see I could pull it down. It could start with the title, or maybe when the pictures show up, the music starts. And that kind of, I can shorten it if I want it to end when the pictures end, that sort of thing. If you don't like it again, click on it, delete, and you can pick something else, okay? If you really want to get a song on there and you don't have the purchased MP3 file, you can trick the computer by using the recorder. So what I would do is I would go, where do I want the recording to start? I'd hit this button, and then we can hold either a cell phone or something that plays music up to the speaker of the computer, and we can record that way. So that is a tricky way you could do it. It won't be the best sound quality, but at least then it's really the song you wanted. So you'll have to decide, do I want kind of the generic music, or am I happy with something specific that isn't the best sound quality? So you'll just have to decide what you want to do. So once I kind of have my movie all set up, I have my title, you know, it goes into Land Ethic, it goes into my music with the photos, and I'm pretty happy with that. What I'm gonna do is I'll go up here, I'll go File, Share to Theater. And that's going to share my movie. You can see it's uploading into the theater here. And then once it's uploaded, we can drag a copy of it to the desktop, and I can get it off of your computer as a QuickTime movie file. Okay, so you'll want to make sure to get it into the theater in order for me to be able to showcase it to the audience for the presentation on Wednesday. And thanks for listening, everybody.